Раз, проверим звук. Отлично, звук есть. Всем добрый вечер. С вами Алексей, и это мой канал по видеоиграм. Сегодня у меня стрим по Genshin Impact. 100-й юбилейный стрим. Это, конечно, достижение, я считаю. Вот так вот уже 100 стримов по Геншину. Много чего попроходили. Много где побегали, много что вкачали. Вот. Сегодня буду выполнять задание легенд. Вот, сейчас выберу какой-нибудь и начну. Собственно говоря, постримлю, как обычно, около часа. Так что, let's go. Тан-тан-тан. Оп. Я тут бегал, вкачивался. В прошлый раз, да, я тут тоже бегал. У меня события, кстати. Это я прошел. Вот, надо подарки забрать. Я как раз в Манштате. Погнали забирать. Давай. Ну у меня все есть. В таком количестве, что как бы даже не запариваюсь. По письмам что-то пришло. Розария. Вот так вот. Куча всяких писем разных. Допустим. Круток пока, ну в смысле новых нет. 4.4 выйдет через сколько? Через 4 дня, да? 5 дней. 5 дней 20 часов, понятно. Вот. И там уже, я так понимаю, новая прям версия выскочит. Вот. Теперь по... там кошачье кафе. Я не понял, что на мини-карте за кошка нарисовано. Вот. Да, по заданиям. Что у нас есть? Есть Невилет, Ризли, Фурина и Навия. Или Навия. Судя по голосу в этом. Как назвать-то? В английской озвучке. Ну, давай Невилет. Принять задание. Сейчас мы сразу... ну только все принятие. То есть я уже ключи это получал. Вот. Кур де Фонтен, дворец Мермония. Фонтен. Невилет заинтересовал Пайман. Поговорите с ним. Отслеживать цель. Все, я понял, что он хочет. Мне нужно вот сюда поговорить с Невилетом.
Paimon has so many questions about his true identity. Let's go talk to him and find out.
Давай узнаем историю Невилета. Более подробно, так сказать. Вот тут сундуки есть. Обычно где-нибудь стоит. Такой неприметный. Сливается с атмосферой. О, есть задание. Что удивительно. Тут что-то можно изучить. О. Там нет, да? Прохода. Отстой. Я просто помню в каком-то месте, в какой-то из локаций я так заполз и нашел там сундук нормальный. Здесь тоже нет, да? Ну ладно. А что он стоит? У него стула нет, что ли? Нет, есть.
Monsieur Nervalet, are you sure you'd like to take over the case yourself?
Какое дело? О чем речь вообще?
That's right.
No, but why? Technically speaking, cases like this are better left to the guards. Nervalet! Sabine! Hey there! What are you two talking about? Traveler in Paimon, please help me talk our Chief Justice out of this. He wants to investigate a case on his own.
Ничего не так-то. Хочет, пускай развлекается.
How can we have the Udex acting like a private detective?
Хочешь освоить новую профессию? Я могу познакомить тебя с замечательными детективами.
I trust that you'd be able to work that out with how well connected you are, but I must apologize. I do not plan on relying on anyone else's help for this matter.
So, what is it exactly? It sure sounds serious if it's something you've got to investigate personally.
Да, что сделал?
A
Давай,
Melusine
рассказывай.
named Kiara received a threat letter.
And then?
That is all the information I have acquired at this stage.
I have no idea why you're so hung up over this. I've checked the schedule in advance, and it seems like there aren't any trials today. So, if you insist...
Так ты же
I have
вроде
no
его подчиненная, в
objections.
смысле у тебя возражение? Ну даже если возражение
Thank you
есть,
for understanding.
ну,
Then
извините,
I
он
shall
босс, а не
return to my
ты.
post for now. Should anyone visit while you are away, I will be sure to make a record of it. I sincerely hope that you will return soon.
И ускакала при
Judging from
прыжку.
Sadine's reaction, it must be pretty rare for you to investigate stuff personally. What's so special about this case?
I cannot tell you just yet, but it reminded me of certain past events. There could be complicated conflicts of interest behind all this, so I must eliminate all risks in advance.
Конфликт интересов. Можно поподробнее?
Come on, stop being so secretive. We still have no idea what's going on.
It is not my intention to keep you in the dark, but I need some time to revisit those memories and collect my thoughts.
А,
Long
ну типа
story
отстаньте,
short,
свалите
a
отсюда.
little more than 400 years ago, I became the Iudex of Fontaine and initiated a series of institutional reforms. There were few people I could trust, but I had two subordinates who were exceptionally trustworthy and capable. Carol, a Melusine, and Vautrin, leader of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol.
They must have been amazing people to receive such high praise from you.
Indeed. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to protect them.
А защитить от чего?
The
Ну, давай,
reforms
рассказывай.
damaged the interests of some, and the more conservative faction took advantage of Carol's identity to instigate political unrest. Ultimately, they wanted me to yield more of my power. The incident resulted in Carol taking her own life, and Vautrin being exiled. From then on, I've been especially
Фига
careful
себе.
when dealing with cases related
Покончила
to
с собой и
Melusines.
изгнан. Хрена себе там у них веселье происходило. Думаешь, настоящая цель злоумышленника ты? Похоже, кто-то использует мелюзин против тебя.
All Melusines used to live a secluded life away from human society. I granted their wishes when some of them, including Carol, asked me to bring them to the court of Fontaine. Many common folk believe that I share a special bond with the Melusines, and whatever they do can be traced back to me. Some of them, especially those who hold a grudge against me, exploit that belief and stir up conflict over Melusines in an attempt to lay the blame on me.
Так,
I have
окей,
nothing
это
against the
предыстория. А
opinions of
суть-то,
others,
что ты
but the
расследовать хочешь?
moment a whirlpool of conspiracy forms, it inevitably affects the innocent. It has already happened once, and I want to make sure it does not happen again.
Even so, why do you have to be the one investigating? There's
Да.
the guards, the
Почему ты в
marshals,
в итоге?
and the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. Aren't they more than enough to figure out what's going on?
Based on prior experience, there is a high chance that those who hold hostility towards me do not belong to the same department. The political system of Fontaine is relatively complex and involves the interests of multiple different factions. However, since I am technically an outsider in Fontaine, a lot of trouble could be avoided if I personally took on the case.
Outsider? But aren't you the Chief Justice of Fontaine? Why would you be an outsider?
I understand where you are coming from, but there is not necessarily a connection between my responsibilities and how I perceive myself. You know very well about my true identity, and have even met others of my kind in other nations.
Владыка гидродраконов.
Even though I was born with a human form, there is a fundamental difference between dragons and humans. Taking on the role of Chief Justice does not make me a part of this community. In fact, the status I was granted has prevented me from
А
forming
различие-то
deeper
в чем?
bonds with
Кроме
others.
того, что
I
если
have lived in Fontaine for a
это
long
дракон
time.
драконом, а
I
ты
do not
человек,
belong
по
here.
идее. Как выглядишь как
That
человек.
is why I call myself an outsider. A fish out of water.
Если так посудить, то мы тоже чужаки в Фонтейне.
Yeah, those organizations anyway. So how about we come with you on your investigation? Let's team up and round up all the bad guys lurking in the dark.
That does not sound
Одни
like a bad
расследования в
idea.
этом фонтейне.
I rarely investigate cases on my own, but with professionals like you around, I'm sure it will go a lot
Ты
smoother.
смотри-ка, еще и польстить успел.
Oh, Paimon's starting to get a little embarrassed. Just leave it to us.
Let us go. We should visit Kiara first and try to gain a better understanding of the situation.
So Neuvillette feels like he doesn't truly belong here in Fontaine, but is that really true?
Что, пойдем спрашивать людей, так ли это или нет?
Paimon feels like he has a kind of skewed perspective on a lot of things. Anyway, let's catch up with him first.
Так, наводнение, глава 1. Раны прошлого. Погнали.
Been thinking. You called yourself a fish out of water, right? But since you're the Hydro Dragon, would a dragon out of water suit you better?
Драконом выброшен на берег.
Thank you for your suggestion. I will consider using the more accurate term in private occasions.
В частных случаях.
Please allow me to rephrase. Has a dragon out of water?
А это не перевели.
That sounds kind of weird. Let's stick with the previous version instead.
Гуляем, осматриваем достопримечательности. Поплыли. Жаль, что везде нельзя плавать, как в фонтейне. Было бы прикольно, например, под водой Люэ поплавать, посмотреть, что там есть. Ну да ладно. Так, что за письмо с угрозами?
The weather's amazing today.
Так, хорошо.
Kiara.
Киара какая-то.
Monsieur Neuvillette! And you are?
Мы эти путешественники местные.
Oh, I remember. You're the Traveler and Paimon. I've heard about you. Aw, she's adorable. Hey there, it's nice to meet you. Thanks for the compliment. Is there anything I can do for you?
I heard from Sidine that you received a threatening letter.
A threatening letter? Oh, right. I
Она
remember
вообще
now.
забила на это письмо. Типа, письмо, да письмо с угрозами, да
The letter
насрать
fell
еще.
through the crack in my door as I was heading out this morning. It said something about catching me, so I thought someone wanted to play hide and seek. But Sidine told me it was a threatening letter, and that I could be in danger. But that's not gonna happen with everyone looking after me, right?
Have you run into any suspicious-looking people recently?
Suspicious-looking people? Look,
А,
Do you still have the letter with you?
а что она вздохнула
I
так?
want you to show me what it says.
oh, let's see. Found it.
Давай, почитаем письмо. Посмотрим. А можно мне перевод, пожалуйста? Что
Now
происходит?
Get lost. If you don't leave the Maréchaussée Phantom, I will come and catch you in person. Don't say I didn't warn you. A simple threat. Neither the handwriting nor the content itself reveals anything about the writer's intentions.
Кто-то специально скрывает свою личность?
We can't rule out that possibility. Since you can't think of anyone suspicious, I will be heading back to the Palais Mermonia to review some official documents. Kiara, you should come with us. It's safer if you stay close by.
Sure.
Мне вообще по барабану.
No. I still have a case to work on. I promised Alof that I'd check on her place later.
But you are being watched right now. Going off on your own could be dangerous.
And that's where we come in to help. We'll stay with Kiara and make sure she's safe.
Там кто-то за углом уже за нами следит.
Kiara can forget about it. Thank you, Traveler. Big Sis Paimon.
Сестрица Паймон?
All right. Let us go our separate ways for now. Please take care of Kiara.
We'll take her
Окей.
to a lost place right away. See you around.
Так.
So, Kiara, how old are you?
Мы будем сейчас медленно идти.
Let me think. 1, 2, 10? I can't remember.
Хорошо
I
живешь.
remember coming to the Court of Fontaine with Carol and Neuvillette. That must have been a long time ago.
То есть они тоже долгожители, получается.
Didn't Neuvillette mention her just now? That was more than 400 years ago. Why would Paimon be a big sister to you? My memory isn't that good. But Carol told me I could address others based on how I feel about them. Paimon feels a lot more grown up than me, so you're a big sis. Huh, Paimon sees.
Кстати, так-то подумать, если
Hey, Traveler, did you hear that?
личность Пайман достаточно не раскрыта. Кстати, да, нас кто-то сфоткал, а кто? Блин, я не успел просканировать местность. О, магазин одежды. О, Пайман спалила.
Paimon felt like someone was following us. Olaf!
Kiara, you're here. Huh? Wait, aren't these two?
Да,
Oh, they're the Traveler and Big Sis Paimon.
это
I
я,
thought so.
you know?
What brings you here?
Мы выполняем секретное задание. Мы защищаем Киару.
you run
Мы
into any
такие
trouble?
шпионы, что пипец.
It's not really trouble anymore with us around. May I begin inspecting the store as planned?
Of course. Go ahead.
Проверка. Так они же, кстати, да, эти же все, как мелазины, они все госслужащие. Управленческая организация, так сказать.
No hazards detected. You've cleared the inspection. Seems like the criminal from that case last month never set foot in here at all. That was quick. What were you inspecting? I took a look around the shop. Neuvillette says that us Melazines have special eyes that can see things people can't. Things like bloodstains. No matter how hard you try to clean them up, we Melazines can see their residual stains for some time. Pretty cool, huh?
All right. Now that you're done inspecting, can we have a chat? Hear me out. I'm planning to release an outfit for children next month and wanted to hire you as my model.
Одежда для детей и модель. Неплохо.
Of course. Is there anything I need to do?
Please wait a
Стоять
moment
и
while
не
I take your
двигаться.
measurements. The sample should be a perfect fit.
Seems like they get along really well. Huh? What are you looking at?
Да, на что ты смотришь? Мне кажется, там кто-то есть.
Is there really someone watching us? Shh. Let's sneak over and take a look.
Мне кажется, там репортерша это. Бегает, фоткает всех подряд. Так, куда мне нужно идти? Найдите подозрительного человека. Да, конечно, репортерша. Сразу было понятно, что это она.
Strange. Why isn't he back yet?
Gotcha! Charlotte, what are you doing here?
Что делаешь? Давай рассказывай.
Paimon, you're the one who sent Kiara that threatening letter. But you don't seem like the type to...
Threat letter? What threat letter?
Оп. Что ты здесь делаешь?
This is starting to feel like an interrogation. Okay, I'll be straight with you. I don't know the slightest thing about that threat letter you mentioned. I only wanted to follow Monsieur Neuvillette and request an interview with him.
You want to interview him?
That's right. I'm not the only one, you know. Interviewing him is every journalist's dream. But it's not an easy task to accomplish. The Palais Mermonia rarely accepts appointment requests from us, and we never have the chance to interrupt when the court's in session. So imagine how surprised I was seeing him out on the streets today. It seemed like you were investigating something too. The perfect opportunity to whip up an exclusive, don't you think? Of course, I'll make sure to turn in my manuscript to him for review. I have my principles, and I'd never publish an article without the consent of all
Ага, он
parties
просто
involved.
власть у него есть. Ты поэтому не публикуешь просто так. Не думаю, что он согласится. Будет лучше, если это останется в тайне.
Yeah, we're doing a secret investigation that can't be made public knowledge.
I see. Well, if you say so, I guess I'll put this matter aside for now. What a shame. Chances like this don't come
Почти
by
в
very often,
каждом
you know.
задании присутствует эта
In
Шарлотта.
exchange, could you tell me what the threat letter is about? I swear I won't tell.
Ну, наверное, да. Погнали. Расскажем ей. Вы рассказываете Шарлотте о письме, которое получила Киара.
What? Someone's targeting a cute little melazine?
Ее там сейчас похитили, пока мы тут болтаем.
Just so happens that I did an interview with Kiara. Last month, in fact. It was well received by our readers, so I was planning to continue the series. And now someone's coming after her. I'll ask my colleagues about it. Who knows? We might find something. And don't worry, I know what I'm doing. This secret's safe with me. But I gotta warn you, even if I keep my lips sealed, others will know eventually.
Why?
People care a great deal about Monsieur Neuvrelet's each and every move. Some may have already realized that something was up. Besides, the case involves melazines, so... Anyway, I'll get going now. Watch yourselves, alright?
Так-то технически да, Невелет же такой, довольно известная фигура. И он ходит тут, шарахается по городу просто так.
Let's head back and check on Kiara.
Давай узнаем. Мне кажется, ее уже там это... А нет, вон она здесь. Я думал, ее уже украли.
The design looks pretty good, huh?
I think it's great.
Huh. It's very pretty indeed.
Haran, what are you doing here? It seems that you just showed up out of nowhere.
Миссис в короткой
As I
юбочке.
passed by the Palais Mermonia, I heard that Neuvillette was investigating a case with you. Technically speaking, he and I are under an employer-employee relationship. It didn't feel right to have my employer personally take on such trivial cases. I happen to have some time at the moment, and came to take a look. I sometimes have my clothes custom-made at this boutique, in any case, so we always have a lot
О,
to
ты
talk
еще и
about.
швея, ничего себе. Многогранная
Neverland
личность.
sure is lucky to have someone like you.
То есть вас не
You should go meet up with
удивила
Neuvillette.
эта информация, окей.
Okay then, we'll leave Kiara in your hands. Come on, let's go find Neverland.
Да, погнали Невелета искать. Он там где-то бумаги читать. Своим любимым делом занимается. Так, мне, наверное, проще портануться будет вот сюда. Оп, оп, и все. Так, где он там? А интересно, я вот здесь смогу зайти? Дверь не открывается здесь. Печаль. Хотя, казалось бы, это... А куда эта дверь ведет? Ну, то есть тут этой двери нет, значит там есть еще комната. Секретная комната. Теперь любопытно узнать, что за
you're
ней.
back. Is everything all right?
Да вроде все, да. Все окей.
We ran into Cloran. She offered to help us protect Kiara.
That is good to hear. I trust her abilities. It looks like Kiara is in good hands.
We thought so too. Well, did you find any leads?
Да, давай, рассказывай.
I've
Что
been
нашел?
looking over the case records, specifically inspection reports submitted by Kiara and major cases I've judged over the past decade.
И?
I've come up with two plans. On one hand, I could start with Kiara and track down the group behind all this step by step. On the other, I could also analyze the conflicting interests of these major cases and confirm my suspicions if there is indeed a mysterious group that bears a grudge against me.
They both sound like pretty solid plans, but can you really finish browsing through all these documents? That's a lot of reading even for Paimon.
И вообще, зачем ты это сказал?
Don't
Ты не мог
worry.
просто сделать?
I'm a fast reader when it comes to official documents. After all, I have several hundred years of reviewing under my belt.
We'll help you read through them. We have nothing else to do.
А мы
Thank
тоже
you.
читать будем?
I will continue
Ужас
looking
какой.
through the ones piled up on the desk, but feel free to browse through anything else in this room.
Ну, допустим. Что? Пошли заниматься гасухой. Читать всякую дичь. Оспина де Расула. Калас, босс Спина де Расула, побежден в поединке и скончался от тяжелых ранений. На этом его защита подошла к концу. На протяжении всего процесса подсудимый не выказывал никаких возражений. Господин Невилет воздержался от вынесения решения по этому делу. Подробности дела находятся в стадии расследования. Допустим. Так, о Ризли. Обвиняемый Ризли признался в своих преступлениях и был объявлен виновным по приговору Юдекса Невилетта. Ризли приговорен к заключению в крепости Меропит, где и будет отбывать наказание. Во время судебного заседания Невилет долгое время хранил молчание. А что он там накосячил? Так, о предложении представительного совета. Представительный совет подал заявку на сотрудничество с Сумеречным двором в рамках проведения ряда массовых мероприятий. Основываясь на результатах исследований, считает, что мелазины могут повысить посещаемость этих мероприятий. Сумеречный двор так и не дал ответа, однако он не запрещает мелазинам участвовать в подобных мероприятиях. Допустим, какой-то митинг. О деле со взятничеством. В рядах жандармов разразился серьезный скандал, связанный со взятничеством. Расследованием этого дела занимался особый патруль по охране и наблюдению. Все подозреваемые, причастные к этому делу, арестованы. Подозреваемые сознались в содеянном. Ладно. Ну и пятый. О контрабанде. Дело о контрабанде было раскрыто совместными силами жандармов и Сумеречного двора. Исполнители получили приговоры в соответствии с тяжестью совершенными ими преступлений. Список имен представлен в приложении. Ну, допустим, я начитался и ничего пока интересного не нашел. Кроме Ризли. Что там накосячил, любопытно. Так.
We skipped through some of them, but there wasn't anything useful. Oh, there are so many documents lying around. Just how many cases have you handled?
I would love to answer that question, but the truth is I've never made a precise calculation myself.
Учитывая, что он 400 лет живет и все время что-то записывает, то у него должна быть очень гигантская такая база знаний и база дел.
That's a lot. Looks like the work of a Chief Justice isn't easy at all.
That might be how it seems from another's perspective, but trials and official duties are, to me, simply routine. There are many documents here. Take a break if you are tired.
Да, я устал. Пойдем поедим.
All right. Let us take a break then.
Отлично. Перерыв что мы будем? Сидеть на диванчиках и болтать? А, мы просто будем сидеть, смотреть в точку. Понятно. Очень веселый перерыв. И у меня 3 точки. Да, может мы лучше выйдем, кофе попьем где-нибудь.
Please pardon my lack of consideration. People rarely come to the Palais Memonia for matters outside of work. To be quite honest, I am not sure what we should do.
Подредко ты, наверное, хотел сказать никогда.
Perhaps? You must be thirsty after all that work.
Ooh, drinks! Thank you!
Сейчас воду им вынесет.
Paimon wonders what Novelette likes to drink. Oh, maybe he's a fan of really
Подожди,
fancy
так он
wines.
гидродракон, естественно, он любит воду. Что ты тупишь?
He seems like the type of person who'd own an entire winery. You know, like D-Luke.
Невелет на мгновение уходит, возвращается с изысканными бокалами для вина.
What's inside these glasses? It looks just like water.
Ну
An
так
astute
логично же.
observation. It is indeed water.
Но бокалы, конечно, топовые, да. Согласен. Причем они разные.
So it's just
Или
plain
нет?
old water?
What did you think it was?
Since you're the Chief Justice and all, Paimon thought you'd prefer something more sophisticated.
This water is indeed very special. It would not be an overstatement to call it sophisticated.
Ох уж
I
эти
believe you've
дети.
already tried Fonta. In fact, there are many other drink factories in Fontaine, including those that specialize in packaging pure drinking water. Said water is sourced from all across Tevat, including Mondstadt's Cider Lake, Liyue's Chintsa village, and Inazuma's Konda village. Here is one of their latest products, water from Sumeru's Apam Woods.
А в чем разница? Все это просто вода, разве нет?
If I were to comment on their mouthfeel, the waters of Cider Lake warm the heart, the waters of Chintsa village have a poignant touch, while one might call the waters of Konda village
Ну то есть у него это...
placid. Distinct
На каждую
differences exist between the waters
воду
of
свой
each
вкус.
area. You will appreciate their intricacies once you taste them carefully.
Какой ранг? У меня сейчас 57 или 56. Не помню, 56 или 57. Посмотрю чуть позже. Сейчас закончится диалог и гляну.
Really? Let Paimon try!
Сейчас вода
What
как
do you
вода.
think?
Nope. Paimon couldn't taste any difference at all. Isn't this just normal water?
How regrettable. It seems like you still have a long way to go in refining your
Но технически,
tastes.
если пить одну воду все время, то в какой-то момент начнешь различать вкусную и невкусную.
Pretty sure most ordinary people can't tell the difference. How did you do it anyway?
Круто. Спасибо.
Oh, could it be because you're the Hydro Dragon?
Скорее всего.
We are allowed to bring that up, right? Since no one else is around? Oh, Paimon's been wanting to ask this for ages. If you're the Hydro Dragon, why would you become Chief Justice in human society?
А что мы еще делать? Вот нашел себе занятие по душе. Чего ты докопалась? Или тебе любопытно, почему это занятие?
Sorry, Paimon was just curious. You don't have to answer.
There's nothing to hide. I was simply organizing my thoughts. I accepted this position because I wanted to seek out answers to questions that have perplexed me.
А потом затянуло, да?
Are there really things you can't figure out?
Many, in fact. But the one question that puzzles me the most concerns my own existence. In essence, I neither know why I was born in this form, nor do I understand where my long life should take me. For a long time, my memory was rather incomplete. With regard to the primordial sea, for example, I used to only be able to vaguely recall its connection to me, but I was unaware of what that connection was exactly.
Может ли кто-нибудь ответить на эти вопросы?
Perhaps the elemental dragons of other nations may have some form of an answer. However, they are scattered across all of Tevat. Abruptly visiting could
В
very well
смысле, мы
pose
знаем
an
этого ветреного.
unpredictable
Сходи,
risk.
спроси.
True. Some of them have very unique personalities, too.
Плюс мы
I
еще...
have been holding on to
Еще
these
одного
unanswered
нашли, по-моему,
questions
где-то.
for a long time. But there is one thing I've discovered along the way. My emotions easily resonate with those of others. Even I don't have the slightest idea what they mean. My guess would be that there are at
то
least
есть ты
some
очень
similarities
эмпатичный
between
человек,
humans
понятно.
and myself. By observing their behavior, perhaps I could one day understand the meaning of my existence.
Вот оно как.
Have you made any progress then?
Perhaps, but I find such progress difficult to describe. As an outsider, chances to engage in meaningful interactions with others are few and far between. That's why I'm quite thankful for this chat. Such opportunities are rare. Alas, time is limited. We should move on with our investigation.
Да, хорошо. И что нам дальше
Reading these
читать?
documents. Paimon's getting dizzy already.
I wasn't able to find any leads even after browsing through most of the documents. But while we were on the topic of water a moment ago, another idea came to me.
Что за идея?
Do
Рассказывай.
you mean
Фонтан Люсин?
That's right. The
Пойдем
fountain of
воспоминания
Lucine is where
посмотреть.
all of Fontaine's waters converge. It is the vessel of countless memories and emotions.
Но
If
учитывая,
there
что он
really
различает
were an
воду, я думаю, он
organization
сможет, да,
attempting to use Melusines against me,
узнать что-нибудь
they
из
should
этого.
also hold an intense resentment towards me. Perhaps we'll be able to find some new leads by sensing the hydro element within the fountain.
why did dig that. Come on, let's go take a look.
Perhaps we should go. There shouldn't be too many people near the Fountain of Lucine during the evening.
Почему? Мне кажется, вечером самое топовое, потому что это же туристное место. По-любому там монетки все кидают. Подожди, там что-то... ну ладно. Тихо, мирно. Кстати, насчет ранга. Ранг приключений у меня 56 и еще 120 тысяч опыта, 140 практически, чтобы получить 57. Еще долго. Да, в какой-то момент ранг приключений вообще очень перестает качаться и вот капать по чуть-чуть. Приходится много времени убивать на то, чтобы качать. Но опять же, ради чего? То есть сейчас мне... Раньше ранг приключений мне нужен был для того, чтобы... там, условно говоря, уровень мира подвысить или еще что-нибудь. А сейчас как бы в этом смысла нет особо.
Monsieur Neuvillette?
Это кто? Это ты сказал?
Are they headed towards the Fountain of Lucine?
Подожди, мы с тобой общались, и ты говорил в пустоту. Отличный собеседник, конечно. Ты тоже скажешь?
I probably shouldn't disturb them.
Почему? Что тебе... Понятно, короче, они боятся Невилета. Оп. Чуть-чуть рост соберем. Вдруг пригодятся. Так, фонтан. Действительно, народа-то нет здесь.
Looks like we got lucky today. There's hardly anyone around.
What should we do next? Oh, Traveler, can you still hear the voices from the fountain?
Нет, не слышу. Мне надо больше пить воды Первозданного моря.
Perhaps leave the investigation to me. I need you to take a few steps back and keep a safe distance.
Ты что, бахнуть
A
можешь,
safe
что ли?
distance? Neverlet, what exactly are you...
Что он там делает? Показывай.
Oh, it's glowing!
То есть все-таки может бахнуть. Ну, долго белый экран будет. Когда фонтан Люсин засветился, вы ощутили головокружение. Оп. Что это было? У меня почему-то дендро этот начался. Дендросила. А здесь анима. Все выглядит несколько иначе, чем обычно. Нужно пройти вперед и осмотреться. Так, это какие-то воспоминания, видимо, да? Будем искать что-то. А, тут коридорный тип. Меня он, судя по карте, не пустит дальше того, что мне отведено, так сказать. О, Мелазин. Hello.
Thank you for bringing us here, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Так, это у нас Катамитока. Привет. Привет.
The Court of Fontaine is truly incredible. There's so many things I've never seen or heard before.
I understand your excitement, but there's no need to thank me. Although I have responded to your wishes, it was not without personal interest. Melusine's special sight make them especially suited for joining the Maréchaussée Phantom. I'm certain you'll become an indispensable part of Fontaine's detective force.
К найму сотрудников.
I know, but I'm really glad to be of help. Not only can I repay you for your kindness, but also, it feels like my life has become a lot more meaningful.
Привет. Да на каком серваке? Я бы знал еще. На Европе? На какой-то. Суть в том, что на PlayStation у тебя нет возможности выбрать сервак. Поэтому падаешь на тот, который дали. А какой, я не помню и особо не задумывался.
But a meaningful life also comes with its risks.
It's definitely the safest to just stay in the village. But I want to see the outside world nonetheless.
То есть у них есть деревня.
In truth,
Найти бы
I've
эту
never
деревню.
really
Посмотреть,
understood the
как они
purpose of
там
my
живут.
existence, or what I'm capable of contributing to this world. For almost 20 years, we've stayed in our village without finding any answers. That's why we wanted to leave our village and look for the meaning of our existence elsewhere.
Тогда Европа. О, КП. Да, Европа, скорее всего.
I understand your confusion. In fact, I feel the same way.
Так, а во что еще играешь? Если брать стримы, то да много игр на самом деле. Завтра вот собираюсь стримить Fortnite. И так по чуть-чуть каждого. В Atomic играл. Последний раз проходил Dying Light 2. Вот. Так, в принципе, что подворачиваться, в то и играю.
I too came here for an answer to my questions about
Ну,
my own
Genshin,
existence.
Really? Could you tell us what we should do to fit in as you did? The truth is, many people threw rocks at us today and told us to go back to our village. It hurt a lot when they hit me in the head. And I tried really hard not to cry.
Как они... У них нет, видимо, этого в мозгу злости. Раз в них камнями кидаются, они ничего не сделали.
It will be a difficult road ahead, with countless obstacles to overcome. Different identities and ways of thinking all contribute to strengthening the barrier between one another. Removing it will be no easy feat.
Я только сегодня Fortnite удалила. Да, на самом деле у меня по Fortnite тоже, я так ради интереса в него катаю. Я сделаю по нему 25 стримов, а потом, скорее всего, закончу стримить. Есть куча других игр, которые я хотел бы проходить, чтобы не тратить время на Fortnite, а тратить время на них.
There aren't many suggestions I can share, because just like you, I haven't fully integrated into this society. Despite my social status, I am still an outsider.
Oh, I see. Let's all do our best then.
Так, мы в итоге сюда пришли же в этот мир, чтобы расследование сделать, а мы болтаем с какое-то воспоминание.
If you run into any trouble, I suggest that you inform Vautrin, the captain of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol.
Huh? Is he the person I met in the Palais Marmonia earlier?
Так, а 7 Days есть? Бравлхалла? А, нет, этого нет. А Бравлхалла была, но не здесь. На Steam Deck у меня есть Бравлхалла, но я со Steam Deck не стримлю. Я пока стрим делаю только с PlayStation 5. А 7 Days нет, не играл. Это, по-моему, выживальщик, если я правильно помню. Какой-то.
Yes? Do you have any concerns?
That stone-faced human. He didn't even bother to look at me when I tried talking to him. It felt like he wasn't interested in anything but work.
Ну, что-то интересное начала рассказывать.
He is an earnest man. There will be plenty of opportunities to work
нет,
together in the
не
future.
полезно, ладно.
So please try to get along.
Какой-то служащий. Так, допустим, мы здесь провели относительно бесполезный диалог. Ну, якобы он должен нас был погрузить в воспоминания и рассказать, как тяжело им жилось. Но как бы, если честно, как-то похер, простите. О, это она пошла с ним общаться, видимо, с этим человеком с каменным лицом. Сейчас узнаем, что она с ним сказала. Крутыш, да.
Hello. Can I help with anything?
О, большой человек.
But no need.
Oh,
А чё тебе... грубиян. А, она типа показывает, что она собиралась подружиться с кем-нибудь.
hello. I'm Carol, a Melazine. Is there anything you need help with?
Get away from here! I'm calling the guards.
Please, calm down. I don't mean to cause any harm.
Как они хорошо примазали расовую дискриминацию в эту игру.
Yeah, we should probably stay away from these monsters. Haven't you realized? Strange incidents have been increasing ever since they came.
Ладно, я отойду в КС покатаю. Давай, удачной игры.
Why should we trust this species from who knows where anyway? I can't believe Nervilat allowed them into the court of Fontaine just like that.
Exactly. That so-called Chief Justice even granted them official positions. Not only that, but they're now responsible for investigating cases as well. I swear, there's some hidden agenda at play here.
Go away! Quit acting innocent!
I'm not leaving. I won't let you say bad stuff about him.
О, а за ней берет, смотри-ка, она вступилась.
Lots of cases. We've never done anything wrong.
Solving cases? With Nervilet in cahoots with you? You could have fabricated it all, and no one would know. So tell me, how can you guarantee that you Melazines aren't involved in anything that occurred recently?
Вот докопались.
Didn't I tell you before? Don't go advertising if you're not a good talker.
Vautrin?
Aside from spreading unjustified rumors, if you continue insulting members of the Mare Chaussee Phantom, the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol has every right to subject you to interrogation. There have indeed been an increase in cases recently, perhaps due to the shifting currents of conspiracy, and I understand your concern. However, there's been no evidence pointing towards Melazines being involved.
Even the captain of the security patrol is on their side. Nervilet's newly reformed police force is already corrupt to the core.
Классическая история, когда какие-то нововведения все воспринимают в штыки. Хотя даже если нововведения приносят пользу, их все равно примут в штыки ввиду того, что... Ну, вот так вот и есть. Это что-то новое, что непривычно. Люди Как это? Люди — существа привычки.
There have been rumors saying that you were born from calamity, and that you inherently bring danger to those around you. There are countless negative rumors about you floating around in Fontaine. It's near impossible for you to become a part of this society. Best if you give up.
Кто-то слухи распространяет, смотри-ка. Клевета, все дела.
I don't know how long it'll take, but I can at least try making my best effort. I still want to try a little harder. Thank you for bailing me out earlier. Okay, I won't be taking any more of your time. I painted a lot of flyers last night, so I have to stay and hand them out to everyone.
Give them to me.
You're not gonna take them away, right?
We'll hand them out together. The faster we get this done, the sooner we can head back.
Так, что-то раздавать будут. Хорошо. Пропаганда, все дела. Реклама, наверное, больше не пропаганда. Пропаганда как раз те слухи, которые это распространяют. Так, здесь Невилет разговаривает с этими двумя, которые раздают листовки. И телепорт не работающий.
What's this?
Medals of Peace, awarded to you and Vautrin. Thank you for your continued dedication in the past 5 years. You've taken one small step forward in helping Melazines gain the trust of
Медали
humans.
раздает. Смотри, какая важная
I think I'll
пися.
pass.
Hey, don't say that. We wouldn't have made it this far without you. It won't be long before Melazines begin living peacefully with the humans. Just the thought of it makes me happy.
Don't keep your hopes up. We've barely scratched the surface. There's still a long way to go before that dream of yours comes true.
You blockhead! Don't ruin the mood!
Vautrin brings up a good point. The trust humans have placed in you is still very fragile. Any small incident could undermine the hard work you've put in. Please be on your guard for the next few days.
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it.
Так. Ладно, медали не получили. А, и все. На этом закончилось. Дальше мы будем слухи людей, видимо, да, слушать.
Medal of Peace? Peace isn't going to give us back what's rightfully ours.
О,
Are you sure we should
зачинщики.
do this? We're no match for Nervalet, even with all our powers combined. What if...
Nah,
Ты замолчали.
not gonna happen. As long as he remains in his position, there's no chance he'd take us out personally. There are rules even he must comply with in the political sphere, unless he wants to become an enemy of Fontaine. So quit worrying and just go ahead with it. I've already planned out the murder. Once we lay the blame on the Melazines as the person who brought them to the court of Fontaine, Nervilette will be left with no excuse.
I guess you're
Тут прям
right.
заговор.
Ugh. If he just left things the way they were, it never would have come to this. But he's forced our hand. Time to teach him a lesson.
Так, что? И мне нужно осмотреться вокруг.
Turn the murderer in!
Ага. Это типа события прошлого какие-то.
Melazines can't be trusted! That goes for Nervilette, too!
Peaceful coexistence? What a joke. Get out of the court of Fontaine and don't ever come back.
Ух, фига их тут нормально так это поносили. Самое интересное, что вот если брать это какое-то событие прошлого, например, даже 300 лет назад, этот замок уже стоял, и он все еще стоит. Я хочу отдать должное этому архитектору, который построил, и это стоит веками просто.
The results of the investigation are in, Captain Vautrin.
Go on.
There is no direct evidence, but reasonable inference indicates that the ones controlling the situation are supporters of the old regime, whose interests have been undermined by the reform. They tricked Miss Carroll into going to the crime scene and pressed charges against her. After that, they incited panic among the people in order to make Monsieur Nervilette confess to his mistakes and yield up power. The guards were stopped by the enraged mob and couldn't intervene in time. Miss Carroll chose to sacrifice herself to pacify the situation.
Прям пожертвовать собой.
And she called me a blockhead. A little investigation would have cleared things up. Why didn't she wait until we'd established the truth? She didn't have to prove her innocence like that.
The situation had rapidly escalated to a physical altercation between infuriated citizens and the guards. Miss Carroll might have thought there was no better plan.
That is indeed something she'd do.
А этот, по-моему, как он сказал,
Should I
самоубился, да?
present these results to Monsieur Nervilette right away?
There's no need.
Ватрин вот это.
Notify the guards to restrict public access to all information.
Restrict access to... Wait, are you planning to...
There's something I've never told Carol. I had a little sister named Ilaria who passed away when I was very young. She's just like Carol in every possible way. Innocent, kind, always believing the best of people. People like her are the most vulnerable to deception and betrayal. From the moment I met Carol, I knew that she'd be easily manipulated by others. I kept a cold demeanor and tried lecturing her into giving up.
Looks like she was unfazed by that.
Yes. In fact, some of her spirit must have rubbed off on me instead. Because I too began working towards that pie-in-the-sky dream of hers. I should have known. Those cowards don't have the guts to confront Nervilette. They even avoided causing trouble for me. They were after Carol all along. Can you understand how I feel? Right now, there's only one thought on my mind. Only through bloodshed can their debt be repaid.
I understand, but I'm certain Monsieur Nervilette wouldn't accept that as a solution.
That's exactly why we need to keep this a secret. Give me the list of suspects. What happens after this
Ватрин пошел
has nothing
мстить
to
за
do with
эту,
any of you.
как ее
I
там,
will take responsibility for everything.
за ту, которая пожертвовала собой. Так, это я услышал. Осмотритесь вокруг. Осматриваюсь. А, теперь внутрь нужно зайти. Войти в театр, да. Вхожу.
Did you know? They're hearing a major case today, and the criminal is Captain Vautrin of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. Apparently, he resorted to personal measures to seek revenge for Carol, and settled the score with the group that framed his friend. Hey, why aren't you saying anything? I'm thinking.
We should try our best to bail him out when the trial commences.
Bail him out? Why?
Shh, keep it down! Haven't you realized? Both Vautrin and Carol are Nervilet's most trusted subordinates. After everything that happened to Carol, Nervilet's guaranteed to do everything he can to keep Vautrin around. Besides, now that the old regime has been uprooted, Nervilet's status is secure as can be. As long as we redirect public opinion, Nervilet will be able to give Vautrin a reprieve. The benefits are endless.
Вот при театре нарастает шум и гам.
Vautrin sought vengeance for his friend for a valid cause. This represents the justice he upholds. Please think about it. If the same thing had happened to you, wouldn't you feel the same way he did?
Yeah, that's right!
This whole thing started because of those despicable cowards who levied false accusations against Carol. How could Vautrin be declared guilty for seeking revenge?
Monsieur Neuvillette.
Mr. Vautrin is innocent!
He's innocent!
Order! I acknowledge your arguments. Vautrin, your revenge could be seen as a form of
То есть линчевание у них
I
нормально.
understand your decision, which is why I cannot help but feel regret and even grief about the judgment I must now impose. Personal justice does not equate to justice as defined by the law. To execute your plan for revenge, you abused your authority and conducted informal executions. Your actions have thus violated the law. Therefore, you will be declared guilty.
What?
That can't be! Monsieur Nervilet, please give this a little more thought. He has done so much for Fontaine.
Vautrin.
Вот именно, он сделал много всего, а потом злоупотребил своим доверием и властью.
What have I done to deserve this? I've closely followed every one of your orders. Can't you see? Everyone in this room believes that I'm innocent. Why can't you just let me off? Is this what justice means to you? Answer me, Neuvillette!
Order. Since there have been no further objections, the Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vautrin. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, Mr. Vautrin will be declared guilty.
Оп. А вот он его признал виновным.
Monsieur Neuvillette.
This all happened because of Carol's naive ideas.
How can different species peacefully coexist anyway?
Да, он его признал виновным, поэтому тот, видимо, самоубился, да? Итак. О, я вернулся в реальный мир. Что это было?
Apologies, it seems like my memories got the better of me. I tried my best to suppress the power of Hydro within myself, but it seems like it still caused the emotions within the Fountain of Lucine to boil over. Due to my negligence, the overflow of emotions and memories must have affected you as well. Are you all right?
Да, я нормально.
Wow, the Hydro Dragon is more powerful than Paimon thought. Anyways, the last time we came here, the Traveler only heard voices from the Fountain of Lucine. No emotions boiling over or anything.
It is as you said. This might be because I am different. It is not only the fountain. I can sense emotions from all waters in Fontaine. Rivers, lakes, and even the rain.
That sounds awesome!
But I rarely ever do anything like this. Emotions carried by water are always chaotic and disconnected. As an outsider, having my mind occupied with irrelevant memories isn't exactly a pleasant experience.
Воспоминания, которые я видел, были связаны с тобой.
Which ones?
С того момента, как ты привел Кэрол в Кор-де-Фонтейн, до момента, как ты признал Ватрина виновным.
It's fine. I prefer not to speak of those memories. That does not mean I am deliberately hiding them. It was a coincidence, but Perhaps it is a good thing that you saw everything in that form.
Типа из первых уст, так сказать,
You should
узнал.
now understand why I believe there to be a conspiracy behind all this. These two cases are much too similar. I felt like I needed to do something.
Paimon's starting to lose track of what you're saying. Don't leave Paimon out of the conversation. Paimon wants to help too.
Then let us get back to the point. While I was investigating the fountain, I discovered something strange.
И
I
что
did
же?
not sense too much hatred towards me within its accumulated emotions. I don't know what caused this to happen, but it seems like there won't be a shortcut to finding the organization that may be pulling the strings here. However, I did find some resentment directed towards Kiara. If I remember correctly, it seemed to be related to a smuggling case.
Oh, didn't we read about that in one of the documents?
Да, там было 3
You've read
строчки
about
написано
it.
про контрабанду.
In that case, the resentment should have come from that incident.
Какого-то товара отобрали, вот он и
What are
добавил.
you doing here? I was just about to look for you at the Palais Mermonia.
Нахрена?
Yeah, nice to see you again. Is there something we can help with?
I've heard some things, but I'm not purposely asking around or anything. Don't worry. Rumors are abroad that someone's scheming against Melusines, and that you're investigating the case. So I told the Spina di Rosula to keep an eye out for leads. We've had unfamiliar faces showing themselves at the Fleuve Cendre lately. Maybe you'll find the suspects among them.
Как по волшебству оказалась Навия и сразу инфу вкинула. Полезно.
Where did you hear about all this?
Да.
Chief Justice out on investigation, accompanied by the Traveler from afar. No matter how you conceal your whereabouts, there will be countless eyes watching you.
Ну,
You talked
что
to
правда, то
Kiara,
правда.
but didn't ask her to keep things secret. People curious to know asked around for information, then it was only a matter of time before word of the threatening letter spread all across Fontaine.
Ну, зато на нее теперь точно не нападут. Раз все знают, что это
I did
будет.
not expect that this could be kept hidden for too long, but the rumors still spread faster than I imagined.
You know, it could be because you attract more attention than you think. Anyway, any progress with the investigation?
The suspects who threatened Kiara might have to do with a certain smuggling case, but it is still uncertain if there is in fact another party behind all this. We are planning to return to the Palais Mermonia to revisit some details and identify the senders of that threatening letter.
All right, then I'll round up the Spina di Rosula and follow up on their progress. Wait for my word. Ta-ta!
Капец, просто вот такая пришла, вписала информацию, сказала, все сделала, а ты ушла.
I have already considered that possibility, and I do not think that there will be any. As a matter of fact, once the word gets out, no one would dare to harm Kiara in broad daylight. What is more important is how the case is perceived by the public. 400 years ago, they chose to side with the old regime and direct their resentment towards the Melusines. I hope the same won't happen again. Let us head back to the Palais.
Так, сейчас мы возвращаемся. Да нет, только давай это, мы сами пойдем.
Strange. What are these people doing out on the streets so late at night? Did something happen? Let's take a look around.
Да, давай осмотримся.
Have you heard? Someone's plotting against a Melusine. This is 100% the truth. Even the Chief Justice is investigating in person.
What? That's it! Who's been threatening Melusines? Show yourself!
Как мнение изменилось.
Our enemies are lurking in the shadows and won't easily reveal themselves. But no amount of hiding will keep us from finding them.
О, пошла охота на ведьм.
What I wanted to say. The guards have already begun to take action. We can't just stand by and watch. Think about how much we owe them. Now that they're in danger, how can we just sit back and do nothing?
Everyone, please stay alert to your surroundings from now on. If you see any suspicious persons, report them to the guards immediately.
Сразу пошла это, патрули, все
You've
дела.
been following me this whole time. Did something happen?
We were informed that.
Nope. We just finished our shifts and happened to be strolling by.
Случайно, вдвоем, с тобой.
Why don't we check out the new items at the dessert shop together?
This isn't a good time to be out and about.
Come on, don't act tough. I bet you're hungry too.
All right, let's go buy a cake or something.
You shouldn't ever skip meals, especially if you have another shift scheduled for later.
Ну, долго. Я уже понял, что к ним хорошо относятся.
Keeping an eye on the situation. This is the perfect chance to get promoted. We gotta make sure we give it all we've got.
Seriously? Were you planning to shirk your duties if Nervilette wasn't involved?
Relax, I was just playing. We've worked together for years now. If something happened to them, I'd be haunted by regret for the rest of my life.
That's more like it. We should stand guard until the criminal has been caught.
Come and fight me instead, you cowards!
Что происходит у них там вообще?
Have you heard? Even the special patrol came to help.
Shh, look. Is it that Nervilette? I think he's looking at us.
А он стоит прямо перед ними, такой смотрит на них.
This is truly wonderful.
So, wanna go over and say hi?
No, I should stay where I am. My appearance could give rise to unnecessary
Вы шли в замок вроде.
Let us stick to our plan and return to the Palais Mermonia. The faster we uncover the truth, the better.
Так, все, отлично. Да. На этом я буду заканчивать сегодняшний стрим. Довольно хорошо продвинулись по этой миссии. Я не знаю, можно ли как-то смотреть процентное соотношение, сколько прошло, но не здесь, видимо. Ну да ладно. Вот. На сегодня все. Следующий стрим будет завтра. Игра, как я говорил ранее, будет Fortnite. Вообще расписание стримов у меня есть в телеграм-канале, выкидываю. Так что подписывайтесь на телегу. Если вам понравился стрим, ставьте лайки. Пишите комментарии. Очень поможет в продвижении. И всем до новых встреч. Всем пока-пока.